Parramatta. It's difficult to realise that a side that could score 8 points in the first 7 minutes, then not score another point in the entire game, the rest of the game. The defeat leaves Eastern Suburbs with 3 wins and 3 losses in 6 starts, and their future after yesterday is in something of a shambles. The final tally, 6 tries to 2. With the panel, let's have a look at East's decline and Parramatta's true fighting qualities as champions to get them off the floor after that disastrous opening and come home winners. All right, gentlemen, here it is. And the first try came after 2 minutes.
Yeah, Parramatta must have wondered what hit them, because we had Eastern strolling through for some very, very easy tries, and the defence was non-existent in that first 5 or 10 minutes.
Look at the gap here that they gave between Cronin and Kenny. Amazing.
It looked as though each of them thought the other one was going to do the tackling. But that was the worst effort of attempt to tackle.
If there is a weakness in Parramatta, it is Mackenzie.
And yet, Case, after that, he didn't put a foot wrong. He didn't put a foot wrong all day.
I've been giving it to Mackenzie for some weeks, but he come to the fore yesterday, and some of the bombs that he took were magnificent.
Look at Edge here. What an imposter. Look at that.
Yeah, now, you wait there. You see the two who tackle him, Sterling and Mackenzie.
Two smallest blokes in the team.
Look at O'Reilly out there. That you could have driven the Queen Mary through that gap, and yet...
Now, here's the comeback. Now, after 11 minutes... Williams handles twice, Muggleton did the good work, and then onto Sterling and Kenny outside of him, and this try was going nowhere when they went back in field, but of course Sterling took it out to the right side and Kenny goes in.
Case, in all these clips, you look at the passing of this Muggleton. He's one of the best passers of the ball that we've seen in the last 10 years.
They taught him at Balmain.
That was also a mighty game by Cronin too. You saw him stand in the tackle there to unload, and he stands in another tackle later on, which leads to another try. Mick made a bit of a shaky start, most unlike Cronin.
That could have been forward.
That pass there, that's one, that's right.
Did you think it might have been forward, Greg?
Well, we did at the time, and the other fact there that the halfback, Sterling, he didn't even look where he was passing the ball. He knew Kenny was right there.
Like
Hastings. There's an intercept
top
here.
Combination.
Now look, Hastings dummies, and of course by that time Ella had a chance to read it, and Ella goes in for the try. That was a big turning point too, because that made it 8-all with the conversion.
It's a sign of a pretty good team, isn't it, to come back after from 8-0 to score 30 points without the opposition scoring another point.
I like the way they didn't get flustered. They were down 8-0, but they stuck to their pattern, not unlike the grand final last year. They just kept going along, doing what they do best. No frills football, waiting for the break.
This is where this try was made, when O'Reilly first gave that pass back there. I know Ella is due for the credit for it, and then it comes back to Williams, but I thought that really that was all set up by O'Reilly's pass.
Yeah. On Williams now, with the form that he's displaying, he's got to be one of the best finishers in the game.
Aylett topped 10 minutes in the sin bin, and amazingly only 1 try was scored while he was off the field. This is it. Martini goes through Webb and Gurr onto Edge, who went on like a bit of a prima donna, jumping up and down there as though it was some big deal, when actually all the work was done by someone else. Stephen is starting to be a bit of a bore, Stephen Edge.
And only drew the scrums 8-all against that former reserve grade hooker.
Yes, which perhaps...
had they had more ball, Parramatta might have scored more points.
Yes.
I think we'll all acknowledge that it was a marvellous performance from Parramatta, but what about Eastern Suburbs? They've got monumental problems over there. They really have.
Excuse me, I've been saying that all season, and I'm glad the Crows have come home to roost. Is that the saying?
Roosters, I think.
Noel Cleal in the centre has been a bit of disappointment this year. They tried him in the second row. Didn't work, as most of us predicted, and now in the centre he's just not doing anything.
Well, there was only Gurr and that Barclay, I felt, and O'Reilly that played up to anything like that.
Isn't it funny, but when the rot sets in a team, as it is with Eastern Suburbs, even players like Gurr make mistakes, as he is now, and Mackenzie goes in for the try.
Did you think Barclay had a good game, Frank, yesterday?
I thought he tried all day, yes.
Oh, I thought he was ordinary. In patches he tried, and when he wants to try, he's got the strength, he can bust the line. But he didn't do enough yesterday.
Now look, this is how what lack of concentration. Giddo can't even kick the ball 10 metres, and that was a sad note in which to finish the match. Parramatta came out winners 30 points to 8. In the dressing room after the match, Ray Chesterton first talks to Chris Phelan, Parramatta's expensive Queensland import.
Chris, how are you settling into Sydney football?
Well, it's taken a while. I've sort of finding it a bit hard at first just to get me confidence and realise that, it's just another game, so I just hope to take it from here.
Did all that legal wrangling over whether you could join Parramatta or not upset your form?
Oh, I can't blame that for it. I just haven't been playing too well.